So here's what we did. We have deflated all 4 wheels to gain clearance so the truck fits in the garage. It barely fitted, but we got it in, and now we can start working on it and finish it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Reverse Engineered. The time has finally come to finish the actual truck now. But before we start working on the truck, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also turn on your post notifications so you will not miss on any video that will come up next.
Also, smash that like button.
Oh yeah.
That's the way to do it. Alright, so first things first. We've got a couple of things that we need to get done here on this truck. We have to change the lower arm control. We gotta paint the front apron. Also weld the front frame rail. We've got to do some body work. John, which one do you want to start with? Before you start saying anything, let's just start with the lower arm control. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
And then I guess we'll just jump to do the body work and the front end. And I forgot to mention, we also have to install all the radiators, AC condenser fans, and all that stuff. Yeah, pretty much that. All right, man, let's get to work and finish as much as we can in this video. I don't know if we're gonna get through all the steps that I just mentioned in this video. It might get too long and we might split it. But with that, John, let's do it, man. What do you guys think? Are we building a Velocity Raptor or what? John, maybe one day we'll build one. What do you think?
Oh yeah. The biggest challenge would be the
back differential and all that stuff to build it for the other 2 wheels. Man, I'd love to build one of those one day.
Yeah, maybe.
We're making the sketches right now. Getting the rendering done.
Now that's a bolt. You want to see on a pickup truck.
Look at the size of that thing. Here it is. The reason we are changing this one is because of that bend right there. So that was supposed to be straight, and it has a kink into it.
So while we were putting everything back together, I just noticed how small this little nut is for the drive axle. It's the smallest I've ever seen on any vehicle, car, truck, whatever it is. It's surprising that it's very small for given this truck is so big.
Here's John and Daniel. They're installing the rotor back on. Actually, John is teaching Daniel how to install a rotor because he never installed one on his life.
On my life or in it?
In his life and on his life. I like this guy's idea.
Suspension problem is solved, baby. Look at that.
We no longer need spacers when you can just flip the wheel around. Now that you finished installing the lower control arm and other components, it's time for us to start working on the front end of this truck, installing the HVAC system. Here on the back of the truck, we have all the components, the radiator, condenser, the intercooler, and other stuff. John, let's get going. Let's go. Now we're removing the whole front end so we can have easier access for those radiators and all those hoses that we're gonna put together. Snaps out just so easily. Here's the passenger side. Hold on, I'm holding on to this front end grill. This is a $500 grill. Actually like 800 bucks brand new, right John?
Yeah, brand new.
Insane amount of
But I
money.
got it for less.
We got it for a great deal. Steal of a deal, guys.
Oh yeah.
We also have to paint the driver's side apron in order to match the passenger side. And with that in mind, boys, let's start prepping and painting this driver's side apron. What do you think, Dan? The man.
It even looks like it has a little bit of clear coat on it, how it shines,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. Looks pretty good. One weird thing we've noticed on this truck is how all of the cooling assembly is a little bit tilted. If you look from the side, out of all the cars we've ever rebuilt, this is the first truck we saw that has this tilted system. At first we thought something was, we didn't place it in properly, but it turns out that's how it is OEM. So we're gonna roll with that.
It looks like some sort of racing car.
So we have finished installing the cooling system. We still have to connect a couple of hoses on this side, on the driver's side as well. We also have to replace this battery tray, which we got a new one from the dealership. The coolant expansion tank we have over here on the cart. Also this wiper assembly. The original one got cracked over here. It's loose, it can't be repaired, because you only hold on by like 3 little prongs. It breaks very easily. Also the air box over here and the ABS module we need to still attach. And that would be pretty much it for the engine bay.
Yep.
So here's the new battery tray. It's looking pretty good. You got a couple of bolts, 4 of them to be exact. And this longer one that holds the battery down. Let's get those removed and get that tray out.
Yeah, super easy stuff to do. Just a couple of bolts, nothing major. So here's a trick for you guys. Whenever trying to put these hoses back on the plastic nozzle over there, you can spray some WD-40 and it's just gonna go in a lot smoother and a lot easier.
Same goes when you want to remove it. Lift it up a little bit, spray some lubricant. It'll come off like butter.
Oh yeah. Yep, you heard the clicks. It's in, man. So right now we are installing back the one we just changed. That's the arm that was broken right there, the mounting point. So here it is, going back in. What's the next step, Daniel? I guess we're going to install the reservoir here for the coolant and move on from there.
So for all the new aluminum parts that we've gotten, what I noticed was there's no threads where the screw goes. There was no thread here, these screws, or on the apron even. Every screw that goes in, it forms the thread itself when you put it in. It doesn't go in that easily like it would if it was threaded. The thread forms as I'm screwing it in.
Okay, good.
I think Ford wanted to save money. Yes.
Yeah, you never know. It's maybe for productivity something.
Or maybe because it's not steel, like.
Yeah, we're optimizing productivity maybe.
No, on steel you can't screw in the screw without a thread. It's too hard for the screw to make the threads itself.
Well,
aluminum is soft enough on steel screws, and you can make the thread that way.
well, there you guys have it. Our speculations on how and why there's no thread on the port radiator support.
Here's the.
There you go. Simple enough, isn't it? Here is the package that we have been waiting for a couple of days. Cannot wait to see what's inside. Let's open it, John.
Ooh.
Yep, you guys guessed it right. We got a new exhaust.
We got some goodies.
All right, let's open a couple of pieces and see how they look.
They look pretty good.
Here's one of the tips. Looking pretty nice, shiny, looking really good. We also got the resonator right here in the car. Nothing fancy, but it works just perfectly for the conversion that we're doing here. Oh man, it's heavy. I'm gonna drop it, put it back there. So yeah, like I was saying, everything looks good. I don't know if we are going to install the exhaust in this episode, maybe in the next one. We might do it in this one if we have time. Okay, let's put these aside and continue with the work on the truck. So now we are about to start doing the body work on the car, mainly that dent over there and on the door. The way we're going to fix both of these dents is use PDR tools. So we'll use this and push it back from behind because it's really hard to work with aluminum. We do have a spot puller, that one right there, but it doesn't work on aluminum panels, and so we have to work from behind. And luckily we have a cavity right behind that dent right there, and we can push it from behind, which is pretty good right there below the seat belt.
Oh voila.
First try, nothing happened. Let's re-glue it again, see what happens next. Peel it off.
It only peels off where
It's not wanting to peel off now. Put some more also isopropyl alcohol. It's stuck on there pretty good, but it came off the tab, so I guess we gotta clean the tab a little bit better so it sticks there for good, man.
Wow, I'm actually surprised it's stuck there the way it did.
Here it goes, take two. Let's see what comes out of it. We also changed the glue tabs. These ones are a lot stronger than the other one we used. Go for it, John.
Let's go for this one first.
If this plan doesn't work, we'll switch to plan B. Oh man, this panel is pretty strong.
Stop it, no.
So it's kind of hard to pull this out because it's the body line. That's where the bend is, and it's pretty strong over there on that point. So let's start pushing it from the back side. All right, so here's that cavity that I talked about. I put this PDR tool right through this hole here, and it's level. It's pretty much level with this dent, so we are fortunate enough that the cavity's back there. Just a little bit more work and it's almost out. We gotta work on this body line here. If that comes out, then the red's gonna come out a lot easier. Well, here it is. We got it out as much as possible. It's really hard to work with aluminum. Now we're actually going to start sanding this area down, fill it up with Bondo, and get going. We also have to work here on the door. We tried pulling it a little bit. It works for the most part, but we still have to put one of those PDR rods through that hole and try and push it out a little bit more just so we have a straight surface here, because it's a little bit wobbly right now and we don't want that to be here on this door. So here on the door, we had to apply some heat in order to expand or heat treat the metal because it was wobbly. And now since we applied the fire, there you go, it's not wobbling anymore. Maybe just a little bit down here, but I guess it's the same on the other side of the door. I think we're good for now. It was going in, it came out.
Guys, we're finally done with the panels. Everything is pretty much fixed up. We pulled the dents out where they needed to be. Now we're gonna have to start doing the bundle work. Times call for desperate measures.
If you guys have seen this mixing board that we have, but I think it's the biggest one in the world. I haven't seen anybody.
I don't think I'm gonna miss mixing this, bruh.
This is the first and last time we are using this mixing board. We are done here with the bundle work. We applied some putty in some spaces where we had low spots. We'll let that dry. Sand it again, prep it for primer, and we should be done with it. Like I was saying, here is the door where we have to sand. So it's right there, it's just enough for us to have to sand it. I wish it wasn't there, but it's there. We'll sand it a little bit, apply primer over it so we don't have any rust issues in the future. The reason that happened is because when this car was in the accident and people from the auction, they opened the door and the door rubbed against the fender. Same thing happened on the driver's side. So it's nothing. It's just some small scuffs that we have to get out because they'll be visible in the wrap if we don't fix them. And that's us, we have to get it perfect. area we fixed here on the door and on this pillar came out pretty good. Primer came out smooth. We still have to sand it a little bit so we can smooth out the edges here, all the hard edges. Here is the passenger door where we had those scratches. Also applied primer here, smoothed out the area, applied primer, letting it dry, and we are pretty much done for the most part. Now we still have to assemble a couple of miscellaneous stuff here in the front, and in the next episode we'll start wrapping this Ford Raptor, and I cannot wait to see this finished and driving, man, because I want to take it for a spin, John, and see how it drives, how it holds up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
After all the work we've done on it, I think it's gonna come out amazing. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you smash that like button. That tells the YouTube algorithm you like our YouTube videos, and that's how we grow, essentially.
Yes. That way we'll make a lot more videos, not just this one. This is only the beginning. With the Ford Raptor, in the future we're gonna build more for sure.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely.
See where that takes us.
We still have to attach this coolant reservoir as it's only sitting here. We have to fill it with coolant, install this air box here, and we're pretty much ready to go, man. Cannot wait, dude. So the coolant that we are running on this Ford is a 50-50 mixture. 50% water and 50% coolant. So we've gotten pretty far on this build. We still haven't bought the suspension components or the wheels. And I wanted to ask you guys for opinions, what kind of wheels we should run on this truck. I don't know what kind of offset we should do because we extended the fenders, the quarter panels. I guess in the next episode we'll have to take some measurements and kind of figure out the type of offset that we need to run on the wheels. But if you guys have any opinions, I would love to hear you guys out. Write down in the comments below what we should get, because at this point I'm not sure, but with you guys we can figure it out and we'll go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We certainly enjoyed making it for you, and with that, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.